Most beginners like to overlook their own footwork in their sword fighting training, and that's why I'm going to focus on it right now, and that's why also my camera is a bit lower than usual, because this video is dedicated to you drilling footwork, and I will show you how. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Michael Kozin, and I have over 2 years of experience with longsword in historical European martial arts, which is a practice basically of sword fighting. I've tested myself through constant sparring, through constant training, and through just a few tournaments, for now at least. So, as I said, beginners and newcomers like to overlook their footwork training because they don't really know on what to focus on at the beginning. All they know that if they just had a sword, they can swing it, right? Which is very easy to do, right? You don't need much like knowledge how to swing a sword. Of course, like to strike and to elaborate on that, then of course you need training and need a bit of more knowledge, right? But the footwork is the foundation of everything in sword fighting, of every action that you do, including your strikes and including your own defense. And right now I feel like I'm going to delete myself on this ice, so I'll be a bit more cautious. And that's why also I created my free school community called START SWORDFIGHTING. You can check out the link in the description, where I go more in depth into what to actually get and how to train and how to learn basic knowledge and basic things on how to sword fight, specifically with longsword, because it's my favorite weapon. So let's get to the drill. First things first, find a straight line where you could advance and where you could retreat in a straight line without any offline footwork, right? So this drill is not about offline footwork, it's about decreasing the distance to your opponent in a straight line and increasing, so retreating from him. Before we go further, let me show you how to do a fencing step. Yes, this drill will be about you doing fencing step. For this drill, you don't even need to hold your longsword or your weapon in your hands. Let's start from the very beginning. How to do a fencing step. So, if you're right-handed, so if you hold your longsword with your right hand beneath under the crossguard, get in your fencing stance by turning your left foot between 35 and 90 degrees to the left and doing a small step with your right foot in front towards your opponent and bending your knees a bit. So this is your static fencing position, which lets you to control your movement very fast because you're already reloaded like a spring on your knees to quickly move forwards or backwards. If you're older and if your knees hurt, then just be more mindful, be more cautious about it. There is no easy way to go about it, right? But if you train it, then there's a chance that it will just go away. Ooh. So this is your fencing stance, right? Your right hand, your main dominant hand, place it in front of you with the palm of your hand facing towards the sky. Not extended fully, but also not here, not on the side, just in front of you. And your non-dominant hand, which is your left one, just place it like near your right one, not here, just like here. This fencing stance is also called a saber stance, which of course is when you hold your saber like this, because saber is one-handed, so it's a saber stance, right? But it also works for longsword as well. So how this drill really looks like. You have to place the recording of this video in front of you so you could see me walking towards you and retreating from you. The thing that you have to do is to get in your fencing stance, and your mission for now is to keep the same distance to me, approximately of course, doing the same amount of fencing steps as me. So an example would be when I advance with one fencing step, so I decreased the distance to you. You, on the other hand, should do one fencing step to retreat to the back. When I do one retreat fencing step, you, on the other hand, should follow me with one fencing step towards me. Do you see what I'm getting to? This is for you to train your distance management without even being in a sparring situation. It's training you, following your opponent, to always keep the same distance to him. Of course, we're not attacking each other, so it's just for you to train your footwork. So using your simple footwork pattern, which is your fencing stance. Let's get to the actual drill. Get into your fencing stance and try to look at the recording of this video at the same time. So when I advance, you do a retreat. When I retreat, you advance towards me. So retreat and advance, and retreat and advance, and retreat. Once again, retreat, and now advance, advance, retreat, advance, advance, retreat, retreat, advance, retreat. Cool. As you can see, we're training your distance management by you following my steps to always keep the same distance. Let's do the drill once again. Get into your fencing stance. So, retreat, retreat, advance, retreat, advance, advance, retreat, retreat, advance, retreat, advance, 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 retreat, 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 advance, retreat, advance, retreat, advance, advance, retreat, retreat, advance, advance. Okay, cool. Relax. So let's make this drill a bit harder. We'll add on the lunge sequence to your moveset. So how to do a lunge? In short, in your fencing stance, your dominant hand starts the strike. So it extends fully towards your opponent. Then you kick out your front foot forwards while your back foot is extending you forward. It's propelling you forward. So it looks something like this. It could be done one-handed or it could be done two-handed. It's not really important. The lunge doesn't need to be like big movement forward because the lunge is adjustable in a way. You don't need to do a big lunge forward, like flying towards your opponent. No, it could be a short but explosive lunge where your hands lead the whole movement forward. Not your legs, but your hands first. Because it may save your life when you start with your hands and close off your opponent with your blade and you connect yours to his head while your footwork is propelling you a bit forwards. That was the lunge. So we'll incorporate the lunge to your moveset. When we'll be doing this drill, when my hand points towards you like this, you are threatened by my blade. So when I move towards you with me threatening you with my imaginary blade, so with a sword, it would look like this. I'm extending my arms fully to threaten you with the point. But we don't need to hold our swords here. When I extend my arm and I threaten you, you have to, of course, retreat from me with one fencing step to the back. When I retreat myself, you just keep the same amount of steps to keep the same distance to me. Doesn't matter if I keep it here or I keep it here. If I retreat from you, then you just do one advanced fencing step towards me. But here's the catch. When I lower my hand and I move towards you with one fencing step even, then you right away have to do the lunge into me. So it's for you to train your distance management plus integrating your strike into this drill when your opponent decreases the distance for yourself and you're using it to hit him directly. let's get into this drill. Get in your fencing stance and let's do it. Retreat, advance, advance, retreat, retreat, advance, retreat, advance, and now you should lunge. When my hand lowers, so my guard in a way is lowered and I move towards you, that's the moment where you should attack me with a lunge. Let's do it one more time. Get into your fencing stance. So, retreat, advance, 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 retreat, advance, and now lunge. Good. Once again, relax a bit and get into your fencing stance. So, boom. Yes, you should have launched at me right now. So, once again, you have to stay focused. So, retreat, retreat, advance, advance, retreat, advance, retreat, advance, retreat, advance, retreat, and lunge at me. Yes. Good. I hope you did all of the lunges that were inside of this footwork drill. So we're basically done for today. But I would advise for you to repeat this video every day, basically, to train your footwork and train your response time to your opponent, decreasing the distance while his guard is off. So you could use that situation against him by launching at him with a strike, right? So that would be for all. But if you need more advice on how to start, like without any experience, on actually doing sword fight, not just training footwork, right? Actually sparring with another opponents, then check the link in the description, which is my free school community called Start Sword Fighting, where I go very in depth on what to actually get as a beginner without spending like huge amounts of money on gear that you don't really need at the beginning, and actually get what will progress you further with your sword fighting progress. But also you could join the community of guys, brotherhood even, where we keep ourselves accountable on our sword fighting training, and where actually advanced HEMA guys give feedback for less experienced guys inside of this community. Yes, and that's where you could also talk with me one to one through the DMs. Yeah, so check out the link in the description right now and join. And remember, always take the initiative.